and we're about to get a little spooky. I'm gonna show you how to do a fun little quick beaded charm bracelet. This is actually one of our subscription box kits for the month of October, so if you have that, it's in there. If you wanna check out the subscriptions, go ahead and look below the video, and in that will be a link to get back to our site. You can check them all out. Let's get ready to get started. Grab your bead on it board and your kit, and let's have some fun. So for this bracelet, we are starting out with an already done and finished chain. If you want to, you can certainly cut this down to the length. For me, it's an 8-inch chain, so it's really big. I have a lot of extra hanging out, but you can always also have it that the charm dangles. If you have regular chain, same deal, you're just gonna cut to your wrist. You want it a little bit bigger because we are adding charms as well as some beads. It doesn't really matter what you do this with when it comes to the portion of charms and beads and whatnot. We are using custom little charms here. These were created exclusively by us, and you're gonna get them and you're gonna think, oh my goodness, they have brown. Why are they all brown? Look, there is a protective paper that you wanna take off from both sides of the charms, and that will get you to your different colors of your pumpkins and coffins and ghosts. Now that we have taken off all our little papers from our charms, and I love that the wood one here that Erin and Anna created is nice, the coffins in wood, you're going to bead your bracelet first. So you see all these fun Halloween charms. If you don't want it to be Halloween, keep these charms for something else. They make great wine glass charms. You can kind of mix it up. A nice variety of those Halloween colors that we're going to accentuate even more. We're going to add our charms second. So as much as I want to put them on right away, they're going to be annoying if you put them on right away. You can see that I've cut down my charm bracelet to the length of my wrist, and then I'm going to use this extra charm bracelet and links to make some earrings with some extra beads to match and just use some ear wires. So a really quick, fun little extra project. Right now I have some size 6 or 8 dragon thread, and what I'm going to do is tie my thread onto the third to last link. Now why the third to last link? Because it's going to be hard for you to get your bracelet on if you have charms and beads right near the end. We're also going to stop before the end of the bracelet also. So I'm double knotting here and tying on that thread, giving a nice tight pull. From here, we are going to progressively work from the lobster down to the end of the bracelet here. I'm going to add one of my bigger orange beads every 3 links. What that's going to do is alternate it so it goes side to side. You're going to pick up an 8/0 seed bead, which I would recommend because then it won't fit through the charm link. If you do want it to fit through, you can swap it out for an 11 or even have fun with a 6. So I'm going to do 1 here and 2. And then I'm going to sew through, my next link. 1, 2, 3 I'm tied onto, so I'm going to sew through link number 4. So 2 beads through link number 4. And see how the beads just kind of sit right along the chain. Then I'm going to do 2 beads, 1, 2, one of my 6mm rounds, another one of my 8/0 seed beads. And these are almost going to look like little pumpkins hanging. You could switch out for some green beads too. So much variety that can be done. Go back up through your 6mm bead, leaving that 8mm bead hang at the bottom. What that's going to do is create a little stop bead. So if you have trouble pulling that tight, go up and hold the bottom stop bead there, and then pull your extra thread through. Once again, 1 and 2 8/0 seed beads. Skip over the next link here, or skip over, excuse me, to the next link and sew through. And see how that just hangs down on your charm bracelet as a little charm? So fun. Now, 2 beads go on, 1, 2, and you go into the next link. That's link 2. 2 beads go on, 1, 2, sew into the next link. Now it's time to do my little charm hanging down. So see how those beads just look like they're decorating the chain? 1, 2 beads, 1, 6. If you want the 6 to hang down further, you can certainly do that. If you want to swap out an 11 for the bottom, that'll also stop your check glass round here. Beads go back on, so back through just your orange bead, not through the bead that's after. Give a nice tight pull there. Pull it so that way you don't see any extra thread showing. 2 more beads, and once again through the next chain. So simple. And then when you lay it down, you're going to see these beads going every which way, going in opposite directions. So I'm going to continue adding in, and now the next one I'll do 2 beads, then I'll do 2 beads again, then the third one I'll do my drop down here. You have enough beads if you want to make the drop a little bit longer again, you can. And then we'll go in and we'll start attaching our charms with some jump rings. As you can see, as you're doing the bracelet here, you want to make sure that the chain is not pulled, especially if you're using smaller beads. You're going to need a little bit more than that. But you can see that it almost looks like a pumpkin patch at night. I like the viney look, and I love this idea for a decorated chain. Just gives a totally different look to a fun charm bracelet. Once you have all of your little pumpkins on here, I'm going to do one more piece of my, or one more collection rather, of my 8 OC beads. And then remember, I'm not going to go to the whole end because I want those last couple links to put my clasp into. So I'm going to go through that same link one more time to make a little bit of a knot here. We're going to loop it through, make a knot, and I want you to sew through that knot once, and I want you to sew through the knot 2 times. So there's once, here's twice. Pull nice and tight. Put that knot right along there. Then what I'm going to do is go back up through the seed beads that my thread was coming out of. Tie on the other side there. And then burn down that thread end. I'm going to go back to the beginning also and burn down that thread end as well. If you're a person that glues, you can also glue it as a precautionary thing if you want. Burning that down. Doing that thread end then, burning right along here. And then burning along this side as well. Now we get to have fun and put on our charms. And how many charms you do is completely up to you. Like I said, you could go another round here of doing your seed beads, but now that we've got our little pumpkins on, let's figure out where we're actually going to put our charms. So my thought is to put my charms on in every little section, other section where there's space. Some of them are going to be a little bit smaller, some are going to be a little bit bigger, and as I go through and put these in, I'm also alternating a little bit so that way my color selection isn't right next to one another. So I still have one more bat here. Let's put that bat on the end. Let's put my pumpkin there. Let's put that guy there. And we'll put our ghost hanging out somewhere over here as well. So I'm going to grab out my jump rings and get ready to attach to this fun Halloween charm bracelet. So we are going to be attaching our charms to our bracelet with some jump rings. I'm going to pull the camera in closer because we're going to go over the actual real way to open and close jump rings. Now these are oval jump rings, doesn't matter round or oval. I like the oval for demonstration purposes because you can see it a little bit bigger. Now a perfect oval is what is created here. And it has a little bit of an opening there, you can see it. What I'm going to do is hold one side with one set of pliers. I'm going to hold the other side with the other set of pliers. And basically what we're going to do is twist rather than pull back. Because when we twist and you look from this perspective, it actually looks like it's still closed. Here you can see that it's open because we twisted it, but we haven't affected the shape whatsoever. So we do that little twisting to open. We grab our first charm. We put that oval through the first charm. We do our first space on our bracelet, and I'm going to go into this charm link here. And there's no right or wrong with how you're attaching and where you're attaching. Grab again one side that's closed, one side with one plier, one side with the other, and just like we twisted open, we are going to twist it closed. So you're holding both sides here, and you're just going to twist close. When you twist close, you want to make sure that it goes past where you think it's going to actually be closed, because then it actually closes. There's a little bit of tension on the ring that'll kind of spring it back, and you want to make sure that they're nice and closed so that way you don't lose your charms. I'm going to continue here with my charms in order, putting those on as I go through my bracelet here. Once you get all of your charms on, your bracelet is completed. I am loving this. It actually goes with my black and white dress here that I've got this amazing Halloween theme with this fun cha-cha bracelet. And again, we have a lot of extra supplies. I've got extra rings, extra things. You can make a little earring that hangs down as you make this fun Halloween charm bracelet. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this spooky charm bracelet if you got your box. If you didn't, remember below the video in the description is a link that you can check out the subscription box online. You can subscribe for 1 month, you can subscribe for a whole year. It's up to you and you can cancel at any time. As always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thanks so much for joining and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.